Welcome to my channel. In this video, you're going to learn about solving polynomial equations by factoring. Bakit by factoring? It means that there are other ways on how we can solve polynomial equations. But this time, we're going to focus on solving by factoring. Okay, now here's the steps on how you're going to solve polynomial equations by factoring. First, number one, you need to express the equation in standard form. So what does it mean when we say standard form? Dapat naka-arrange yung polynomial in decreasing power. Kung ano yung term na pinakamataas na exponent, dapat yun ang mauuna. And then, equate to 0. So dapat yung nasa right side ng polynomial or ng equation rather ay dapat 0. Now, number 2, after that, factor the expression. So if factor na natin yung expression. So we have different ways on how to factor. It depends on the degree of the polynomial. Pag linear polynomial or first degree, we can automatic solve the value of x. Solving polynomial, by the way, is simply you're just going to find the values of x. Now, if it's a quadratic polynomial, we have different ways. It depends on the polynomial. You can use the difference of two squares, perfect square trinomial, and there are other ways on how you can factor. Now, if you want to review about this different ways on how you can factor polynomial, you can watch my other videos about this one. Okay, next step is to apply the zero product property. Ano ibig sabihin ng zero product property? If you have A times B is equal to 0. Pag mayroon tayong A times B is equal to 0, kailan ba pwedeng magiging sagot ay 0? Diba? Magiging 0 siya if A is equal to 0 or, this is or, B is equal to 0. Dapat isa doon ay 0 para maging 0 ang sagot o kaya A and B both equal to 0. Okay, after that, set each variable factor equal to 0. Kasi mayroong factor na hindi siya or wala siyang variable. So, ang isi-set nyo lang na equal to 0 ay yung variable factor. And then, solve the resulting equation. Ibig sabihin, solve for the value of x. Okay, so apply natin yung mga steps na to. Isa-isahin natin. So, number 1, meron tayong linear polynomial sa number 1. Okay? So, simply dito, hindi na natin kailangan ng hindi na natin kailangan i-factor ito. Kasi, ano lang siya, linear, we can solve right away the value of x. We can solve by simply subtracting 3 on both sides of the equation. So this is equal to 0, x is equal to negative 3. So that's the value of x. Now, in number 2, this is quadratic polynomial. Why quadratic? Because x times x, that is equal to x squared. So the degree is 2, which is quadratic polynomial. And the given is already factored. So napansin nyo, equal to 0. So dapat nasa right side ay dapat equal to 0. So now in this case, kailangan iset na lang natin. Apply the zero product property na ibig sabihin, i-equate lang natin or iset lang natin yung variable factor natin equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, x minus 3 is equal to 0. On the other side, x plus 2 is equal to 0. And then, you can now solve for x. So dito, x would be equal to positive 3. Okay? You can simply transpose this on the other side of the equation and it becomes positive because this is negative. Or, adding 3 on both sides of the equation. And this one, x is equal to negative 2. So we have two values of x here in quadratic polynomial. X is equal to 2 and x is equal to negative 2. X is equal to 3 and x is equal to negative 2. Sorry about that. Okay, let's have number 3. In number 3, this is still again quadratic polynomial. But this quadratic polynomial, look at this one, is not in factored form, so we need to factor following the next steps. We know that this is already in standard form and this is equal to 0 already. So now we have here perfect square. In the first term is a perfect square, the second term is a perfect square. It means that we can apply the difference of two squares technique. So paano malalaman na pwede nating i-apply yung difference of two squares? Alamin niyo yung first term, perfect square, second term, perfect square, and there is a minus sign here. So in this case, we are going to simply factor that by getting the square root of the first term, that is x squared. Square root of x squared is x, just right there, x. And then get the square root of the second term, square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 16 is 4. And then, here, this is plus, and this is minus. And that is equal to 0. Now you can solve for x, set each variable factor equal to 0 first. X minus 4 is equal to 0. So now you can solve for x. X is equal to negative 4. And x is equal to positive 4. So again, there we have two values of x. Now, look at number 4. In number 4, how many terms do we have in number 4? We have 4 terms. First, second, third, and fourth. And this is already in standard 4 and then equal to 0. It means we are just going to factor this. Now, this is a third degree polynomial. How are we going to factor the third degree polynomial? Paano ba natin ifa-factor pag ganito ang case? There are 4 terms. Okay, pag ganito ang case, pwede nating i-apply yung factoring by grouping. Ano ibig sabihin ng factoring by grouping? Yung first and second term ay pagsamahin natin. Yung third and the last term ay pagsasamahin din natin. Now, paano natin malalaman na yung given na polynomial ay pwede siyang ma-factor by grouping? So, ito yung titingnan nyo. Get the coefficient of the first and the second term. What is the coefficient here? Understood there is 1. And the second term is 6. Okay, get the ratio of that. That is equal to 1:6. Next, the third term and the last term. Get the ratio. That is negative 4 and this is negative 24. Of course, pag sinabi nating ratio, dapat naka-lowest term yan. It means negative 4 divided by negative 4, that is equal to positive 1. Negative 24 divided by negative 4, that is equal to 6. It means 1:6. So pareho ngayon ang ratio nila. I-simplify nyo dapat. Ibig sabihin, in case na pareho ang ratio ng dalawang group na yan, it means na pwede natin siyang i-factor by grouping. Okay, so ngayon, pa-factor na natin. Let's have this one. Pagsamahin natin yung x cubed plus 6x squared sa isang group. In another group naman, we have negative 4x minus 24. Next is applying the common monomial factor or greatest common monomial factor. So, ibig sabihin, we need to get the greatest common factor of x cubed and 6x squared. which is x squared. Next, that would be outside the parenthesis. X cubed divided by x squared, that is x. Okay, pwede mong gawin dito para makita mo ng maigi. Pag nagdi-divide tayo, x cubed divided by x squared, sinasubtract na natin yung exponent. So 3 minus 2, that is 1. Understood, there is 1 there. Okay, plus 6x squared divided by x squared, simply makakancel na natin yan. And the answer is plus 6. Okay, now, next in the second one here. Negative 4. That is their common monomial factor or the greatest common factor. And then negative 4 divided by negative 4, the answer is x. Negative 24 divided by negative 4, the answer is 6, and that is positive. Okay, now tingnan nyo. Once na itong dalawa ay magkapareho, ibig sabihin tama yung factoring na ginawa mo. Okay? So next is, yung dalawang nasa outside dito, pagsasamahin nyo yan. Magiging x squared minus 4. And then, yung x plus 6, isang beses lang nating ililista. Okay, then equal to 0. Okay, hindi pa tayo tapos. We're not done yet. Bakit? Kasi itong x squared minus 4, hindi pa siya completely factored. And this is difference of two squares. So, pwede natin siyang i-factor ngayon. Again, square root of x squared, x, and x. Square root of 4, that is 2, 2. And then plus here, minus there. And then, yung other factor natin na x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now, you can set all the variable factor equal to 0. So first, x plus 2 is equal to 0. X minus 2 is equal to 0. And then we have x plus 6 is equal to 0. We can now solve for the value of x. So here, x is equal to negative 2. X is equal to 2. And then here, x is equal to negative 6. So in this example, number 5, or number 4, meron tayong 3 values of x. And the degree of this polynomial is 3. Okay, tingnan natin. Sa first example natin, the degree of the polynomial is 1. And we have 1 value of x. In number 2, the degree of polynomial is 2. That is quadratic. And we have 2 values of x. X is equal to 3 and x is equal to negative 2. In number 3, quadratic, the degree is 2 and we have 2 values of x. In number 4, the degree is 3 and we have 3 values of x. So what does it mean? Ibig sabihin, yung degree of polynomial ay magdedetermine kung ilan ang values ng x or ilan ang solution natin doon. Solving polynomial equation is simply solving for the values of x. So yan ang tandaan nyo ngayon. Ibig sabihin, pag ang polynomial natin ay 4th degree, ibig sabihin meron tayong 4 na solutions doon. Or 4 na values ng x. Okay? Now, here in number 5, look at this. The quantity x plus 2 times the quantity x plus 4 is equal to 3. This is quadratic polynomial actually. But look at the number on the right side. That is 3. Can we solve this polynomial right away or polynomial equation right away? No, we can't. Why? Because it is not in standard form. Magiging standard form lang siya kung ang nasa right side ay 0. So dapat aalisin natin yung 3 na yan at ililipat natin siya sa kabila. Para magawa natin yan, first, kailangan muna natin i-distribute ito or use the FOIL method. X times x, that is x squared. X times 4, that is 4x, so plus 4x. And then we have this, that is 2x, so plus 2x. And then we have this, that is plus 8. And then transfer natin sa kabila yung 3. Diba? The shortcut of addition or subtraction is simply transposition method. So once na lumipat siya sa kabilang side ng equal sign, magbabago ang sign niya. So positive siya dito, pag nilipat nyo siya maging negative. And then equate to 0. Okay, so simplify natin. Pagsamahin natin itong 4x and 2x, that is 6x, plus 8 minus 3, that is 5. And that is now equal to 0. Okay, so we have now a quadratic trinomial. Now, we can factor this. X squared plus 6x plus 5. How are you going to factor this one? Mag-iisip tayo, yung last term ang titingnan nyo. Mag-iisip tayo ng dalawang factors ng 5 na kung saan pag in-add natin, ang sagot ay yung coefficient ng middle term na 6. Madali lang, di ba? 1 times 5, that is equal to 5. And once we add 1 plus 5, that is equal to 6. So 1 and 5 are the numbers. Now, how are we going to do that? So if we factor natin, x squared, so x here, x times x squared. And then, plus 1, plus 1. Kasi 1 times 5, positive, they are both positive. And that is equal to 5. No, sorry, 5. This is not, okay, sorry about that. So that is plus 5. So x plus 1 times x plus 5 are the factors of x squared plus 6x plus 5. And then equal to 0. Now we can set each variable factor to 0. So x plus 1 is equal to 0. And then we have x plus 5 is equal to 0. Solve for x is equal to negative 1, x is equal to negative 5. So we have two values of x, negative 1 and negative 5. So that's how you're going to solve polynomial equation by factoring. Now, in my next video, I'm going to discuss about other way of solving polynomials. Those polynomials that are not factorable. Dahil hindi naman lahat ng polynomial ay pwede nating i-factor. That's all for this video and thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye!